Hello everyone, welcome back again. And in this tutorial, I will discuss the files in Laravel folder. Let's start. Open fresh folder in our Sublime text. Open folder, then the name of the folder is exercise and here the fresh. I will close this, then the size. Then here the fresh folder. It was the first folder will be the app, bootstrap, config, database, public, resources, route, storage, test, vendor, and the file outside in the folder is edit config.enb, .enb example, git attributes, git nor artist, composer JSON, composer lock, package JSON, PHP unit, readme, server, and webpack. First open app folder. You can see console, folder, exercise, HTTP, provider, and the user. Next, open user. And you can see code here, and this is model. Just like I said before about model, model was connection to database. All your queries in database will put here, just like select, update, read, and delete. Next, let's open HTTP. HTTP has two folders, controller and middleware. Controller handles the user input and transfer the information to the model, and the model will put the result go back to controller, and controller will display it in view. There's an out folder here. This is the default login registration of Laravel. Later, I will teach you how to use this. Next, let's go to database folder here. Here in database folder, it has factories, migration, seeds. Open the migration folder. In Laravel, you can create database by using codes. I'll give you an example. If you create a database in localhost phpMyAdmin, when you're creating tables, you need to open phpMyAdmin, then type for every table that you have. See the hassle? But in Laravel, you can create it by coding. I will show you a sample code. Just open the create user table here. You can see a schema name, users, then it has ID, name, email verified, password, remember token, and timestamp. And you can upload it and put it in your designated database. It easy, right? Let's discuss the seeds here. What is seed? Seed is you to put data in your database, just like putting fruits in the basket. I will explain it more clearly later in this course. And then next, we will go to the public folder. Here you can put your CSS, JavaScript, SVG, or images file. Next is resources. Resources here, then views. Here our views, whatever you see in the website, the view is responsible to show details coming from controller and model. Next, let's go to the routes. Routes is used to set web address name. For example, facebook.com, then your name. You can manipulate your address name whatever you want. Then, the file inside the route is api.php. channel, console, and web. The API PHP is responsible for web address for your API. Then the web API, web PHP, is used in web address in a browser. Next is storage logs. Here in logs, you can see all the errors in Laravel project. You can see that if you can see what is the error, just go and you can easily debug your code here. Next is vendor. Here in vendor is all about libraries used in your project. If you want to install new libraries, it will go here. Next, that enb file here. As you can see, is all the list of default configs, just like database, app key, session, and mail. If you set the database name, just edit the database here, username, and password. Next is enb example. What is use of enb example? If you put your project in GitHub, the .enb file will not show. Then you don't know what you configure. You can see your .enb example in any repository. This is just duplicate of .enb file. Next is composer.json. Here you can see the list what you install in your project, just like Laravel framework, here, Tinker, and many more. And that's guys, the files and folder that I did not discuss, I will explain it to you throughout this course. Stay tuned and then see you guys in my next lesson. Thank you.